Okay, Rod, it was a spirited comeback in the second half, but you were made to pay for a really poor first half performance, weren't you, today?
I just said to Essex Radio there, people say it's a poor performance. I don't agree with that. I agree that it was a game of two halves. If you look at them second half, they were penned in for 45 minutes, pretty much that we was as well. I just think, obviously, we gave them the opportunity in the first half. When they've scored the goal, I felt that Church had sort of pulled out wide and should have been a bit more disciplined and stayed inside with a six who put the cross into the box. Been very unlucky with that. Obviously, we should have won the header, but it's hit the post and Ross and gone in. So, there's a little bit of unluck there. And then, to me, the third goal was the one that really probably put us in trouble, because that was probably, even with that wind assisted, that was a little bit too far. Maybe for us to claw that back, but I think that you've seen second half that we absolutely put it on them and put it on them and put it on them, and we deserve to be getting a replay on Tuesday night for sure.
You mentioned it's a game of two halves. It's also a game of very fine margins. You look at Dartford, they had that goal that bounced off the goalkeeper, the second one or the third one that went in off the crossbar, and then we have a goal disallowed, we have one off the post, one off the bar. It's so close, such fine margins.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why, but we seem to be punished for very little mistakes, and I'm seeing us sort of, being probably most possession in most games and creating chances, and we just can't keep saying that we've been unlucky with in front of goal. Sometimes you've got to start saying, well, if things don't change, and maybe we've got to change some personnel, because that today is just showing that, we have had opportunities. I mean, before Sham scored his two, it looked like it took a little while for him to get into the game. He had a couple of balls in the box that he didn't get anywhere near. But once he got his range in and Robbie come on and found that delivery, Robbie seems to find a perfect pass or the perfect delivery. And that's what got us back in the game. But as I said to the boys, me and Nick can't keep standing on the sidelines, changing things up, changing things down, changing shape, changing personnel. These boys, if they get selected, they've got to go and take the game, and we just feel that we're always having to think. It's like having a game of chess. You're always thinking, what's your next move? Well, the boys have got to go and do that. We should never have been 3-0 down at half time. When I look at the goals, the chances we created, I think Luke Daly's had about 2 or 3 at the back post. If you get your timing right on them deliveries, they're goals. It's open goal. It's 1v1 at the back door. And we never cashed in on that. And then that's the reason why I dragged Luke today as well, is when we got down the right-hand side, he never beat the centre half. Everything was easy for them to win out. And I've got to give Dartford credit. In the first half, I thought they really counted on us well. I thought they really did. I thought the big boy up front for them, give them a platform for them to get the pace out. And that was causing us a problem. Didn't do that second half. The big 9 up front was basically non-event second half. The little lad who plays on the left-hand side was non-event second half, because the game was in the ascendancy and it was all about Chelmsford. But unfortunately, mathematically, with the crossbar today, crossbar's played a big part here today. The first one that's gone in, it's come off for Ross and hit the post and hit him on the back and gone in. Should never have, probably a little bit unfortunate there, but the woodwork's played a major part. And then, I've just seen something that I've never seen in football. Someone come in, strum a great ball in inside the box, hits the bar, goes out. The other one takes a great touch, strums it in, hits the bar, comes back out again. That's 5 minutes for the end. That's a draw. I'm very disappointed with the result. Not disappointed with the second half performance. And in my opinion, we should be over there on Tuesday.
You must be pleased, though, especially with that second half performance. A lot of sides, like you say, 3-0 down at half time, may have just given up, especially in a cup game. But your side came out and they really wanted that result today.
Yeah, I never went in there and slaughtered them. Listen, I've been around football a long time, and yes, we spoke about the mistakes and we spoke about where we felt that we could have hurt them. But to be fair, I couldn't really slaughter them, because if you slaughter a team when they're 3-0 down, I'm just, whatever confidence they've got of getting us back in the game, and I need them boys to go out and work for 45 minutes. I might as well just say, lock the door, we're not coming out, because, the damage was already done to them being 3-0 down. So they're big enough to know that. It was how can we affect it and see if we can sniff our way back in, and that's what we tried to work with. We tried to say to them, look, it's not totally over. Yes, you give yourself a mountain to climb. Yes, if you never give yourself conceded the second goal, then maybe, you know, we would definitely have got it back second half. But if you look at that there, you know, as far as I'm concerned today, the wind has played a big part. I think all five goals have gone in one goal. You know, like we had this the other week over here or somewhere else recently, and I said to you, the wind, it is a major part. We're standing in now, you can still feel it. Well, you imagine playing out on the park and you're getting this type of wind behind you. It is a leveller, but we both had to play on it, and because of our mistakes, they managed to score 3 goals. Because us today, with all the pressure and the fault and a little bit of unluckiness in the box, we only scored 2. So mathematically, we haven't done enough, and that puts us out of the FA Cup. As I say, I always wanted to win the FA Cup. I think, you know, sometimes you talk to the papers and there's a bit of negativity comes out. What I've always said about the FA Cup, yes, it's a lovely cup to have a journey in for more reasons than one. However, you know, when I come to this club, I didn't come here to see if I could get into the final of the FA Cup. I see if I could get us promoted, and that's what my aim is. If you can have an FA Cup financially, you can have a run in it, great. But, you know, we've still got a job to do. We're sitting in the playoffs and we've got to continue that. So that's my first port of call. But if we could have a little run, like we did a couple of times when I've been at Dartford, and, you know, you get a nice team here, it's a lovely day out and it's great for the club. But, you know, we've got to do bread and butter. At the end of the day, I'm in here to do the week in, week out stuff, and that's the bread and butter stuff. So we never went light today with Sham. We just thought Sham's played a lot of football. You know, he hasn't sort of really looked a goal threat in the last couple of games. We'll fizz things up, you know, and we started with Billy today. Billy's had a bit of sad news in the week as well. We know what type of character Billy is, that, you know, he'll thrive on that type of thing, because he's a winner. So we went with that. We felt we'd play Corby in there and try and get on the ball a little bit more, which I think you see what he could do second half. But first half, when you're playing in that type of wind for a football player, it's very difficult to do that. Control the game from midfield. So we wanted to look at him in there, because I think we do need someone that can actually put a foot on the ball and try and sort of find the wide players in the forward. So that's our way of thinking today. But as I say, never would I turn around and say we don't want to do well in the FA Cup, because that's just absolute idiots. But all I would say is, realistically, the FA Cup is a dream. The league promotion, playoffs is reality.